Attack on Titan is back, and I can think of no better way to celebrate than to showcase to you one of, if not the best statue from the series on the market. The statue today features Eren versus Reiner, and I'm not gonna lie, I just got off of the hype of watching the first episode that just released, and we kind of saw Eren and Reiner duke it out again another time, so super hyped for this. Let's jump on in and take a look at this bad boy. The statue comes in two huge boxes that we'll be skipping showing on camera today. Instead, we'll jump into this ginormous base, a lot of information about the company, the license, and also a silhouette of the statue. I normally hold the base up to the camera so you can get a nice view, but this one is way too large and heavy to do that, so we'll get some zoomed in shots instead. The first thing you're greeted by is the wall Maria symbol, and also the whole trim of the base is the wall itself. To bring to life the fact that these two titans are duking it out, we have rubble, debris, smoke, dust, everything just scattered throughout the statue. Here are some of the notches that the titans themselves will be keying into later. Quite a few of the larger scale statues I've reviewed on my channel definitely do not spend time at adding the details and all the depth to the base, but Figurama did not skip a beat here. Even the wall itself has so much character to it with the dust, debris, and cracks scattered all throughout. For those that are Attack on Titan fans and maybe not subscribed to my channel, I want to encourage you to do so. We have some amazing statues on the horizon to review over the next couple weeks. There might even be a life-size statue of Eren shown up with a giveaway in that video as well, so stay tuned. Behind me, you'll notice we have some wooden stairs that were sculpted separately that you have to key into place here. And again, this is some more rubble and debris that's scattered all throughout that's bringing this base to life. Here is another piece as well with some tiled roof. On there, you will see some notches with some magnets inside there where some other tile pieces will connect. Also, we have some more planks that are over here that were sculpted separately that I did already key into place. The company did an incredible job. They included an instruction manual so you can easily determine where each piece goes and know which one keys into what place. So that was very helpful. What could have been more of a headache throughout this whole process definitely was a lot easier referring to that. And as I mentioned before, they had multiple other pieces of tile that were sculpted separate. This is the largest part. You can see that notch where it goes right into place. So a few on back and then that single one on the front. Speaking of the front, we are jumping over to the front of the statue where 3 bits of rubble need to be keyed into place, all having magnets and notches on the bottom to get in there. If you're newer to collecting, they sculpt all these tiny, smaller bits separately because they would break during the shipping process if they were connected. And here we have one of the last 2 buildings that they sculpted separately. This one has some brick going on the outside. Looks like a seat or chair going on in there. And for the last piece, we have what looks like to be a snapshot of a bedroom. We have those wooden floors going on again. Very long planks for this one. A dresser, a drawer table, something going on there. And I do want to take a moment to really zoom in and see, how the wood was painted. You can see tons of different details that make it look realistic and like actual wood going on. So again, just a masterful job with their paint job, even for all the minute details. All right, with the base out of the way, let's get some Titan action going on. We have Eren coming in first, a notch over here with a steel rod that probably goes a little bit up the leg as well, and over here is more smooth. I'm usually not a fan when they sculpt certain body parts kind of, below the ground or not shown on the statue, but for this one, it does work out for how well-rounded and balanced it is. On the back, you got some Titan booty action going on there, and one thing we do need to talk about is how they sculpted all the veins flowing through this body. Flipping him around, let's focus on the pecs. That's where you can see tons of veins coming up. My guess is they have just multiple layers of intentional paint to bring those out. I love the debris also that's sculpted on the body to, again, bring to life all the buildings that are just being crumbled by this battle going on. My camera did a pretty good job at capturing all the details on there, but there's nothing like seeing this with your eyes in person. It's kind of almost creepy how realistic it looks and feels. Alright, so let's take a look at Eren's head sculpt. This was sculpted with 2 different pieces. That hair piece comes off and looks extremely creepy and weird, but I had to remove it so we can look at all the details. The eyes on this are just crazy looking. One thing I kind of wish they did is had some type of option where you could make his eyes glow green. I always loved how that looked in the series. In fact, I also think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity with how they could have lit up some of these Titans. I'll show you later on in the video when I light up the armored Titan a little bit. Definitely looking a lot better with that front hair piece on there. I love the way it flows as well. Now, when we install this on there, I did remove it again one time because I didn't want it to fall or slip off, and the head did require a little bit of pressure to get it into place. Before we move on to some steam they sculpted on here, you gotta appreciate these pecs again, right? Look at how crazy those veins are popping off here. So there's tons of different little notches that are sculpted all throughout Eren that you probably noticed before, and it's where these steam pieces are going to be keying into. This is a unique one that has a small steel rod and a magnet. That one's gonna be going inside of his mouth, and then we have these other pieces here with specifically sized notches to go on his body. Adding these small pieces of debris like they did really makes the statue feel a lot more organic and connected, like it's all one piece when together. And that is it for Eren. That's everything fully assembled. I will be removing him temporarily so we could take a clear look at the Armored Titan. With Eren, it was possible to hold him up to the camera, but with the Armored Titan, not so much. There's the very large notch and steel rod that connects to the base, and also the other leg has that smooth section on there. But other than Levi versus the Beast Titan, there's no greater rivalry in the series than Eren versus Reiner. Zooming on in, I thought I was impressed enough with all the details they had for Eren, but the Armored Titan is on a whole nother level. One of the most magical things about unboxing or collecting statues is we envision these characters, we see them in 2D, we've watched them in shows for years, but when you see a 3D object, right, something you can hold, physically touch, and see right in front of you, it brings it to life in a way like never before. The details on him, I think, speak for themselves, so no need to talk about it. On the neck, we will have two small holes that are drilled into it. We'll go over what those are for next. They freaking decided to have Mikasa connecting to the back of his neck in this smaller scaled figure. Literally every bit of detail they could have packed into a small figure, they did so with. Now, one thing that's great is these pieces where it would normally be like the grappling hook that's connecting to the back of the Titan's neck is all made of wire, so there's not going to be anything that breaks over time. It is metal, and it's strong and stiff enough to where it's going to hold into place, and really brilliant how it connects to the back of the statue. Also, the company did do something that's very respectful. So when she came out, her face, or at least the original face, wasn't done very well, and they decided to go back and redo things for all the fans. Delayed the project a little bit, but the turnout and end result is great. So she connects to that piece of smoke on the back, and then also you have to take these metal parts and go into those holes that was drilled into the back of his neck. So it truly does look like she's connecting to the back of the nape of the neck. Just like Eren, we also have these smoke pieces that were sculpted separately, and here is an awesome little downward angle where you can see how she is very dynamic, how she's jumping mid-air like that. This normally does not happen with their statues, but unfortunately, this larger piece of smoke did come with one of the tips broken off, so here's that part there. Now, one of the good things about this is technically, in my opinion, when you connect it to the statue, you can't even notice that it's missing, but it is. I'm going to contact the company to see if maybe they have a replacement they could send for this one over here. I didn't want to glue it just yet because I don't think I could glue it to where it looks clean enough. That, and there's also this little tiny shard over here that I don't think I could even get into place if I wanted to, but I'll contact them, we'll see what they can do, and there we have Reiner's face. The Armored Titan himself, now compared to Eren, has a lot of emotion going on, but this is really typical for Reiner, right, to have the grit teeth going on and focused in battle. On the side of his mouth, he does have a hole. That is where a piece of smoke is going to be going into. But in just a moment, we are going to go ahead and dim down the lights and see this statue all brought together. What a ferocious statue, and when I lit it up in red, I realized something. When you put a light behind the Armored Titan, they must have used clear resin because it lights up all those red parts. Again, I mentioned before, maybe a potential missed opportunity. How cool would that have been if those did light up? Undeniably awesome with everything together. I love Mikasa sitting up there, that little added touch to the statue, but really dynamic how they brought this to life. Now, I think on some statue groups or Facebook groups, this statue won Anime Statue of the Year award for 2021. I definitely think it was well-deserved overall. Probably going to keep the throne as the best Attack on Titan piece for a long time. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely hyped to watch the rest of the series animated as these next few weeks unfold. And again, if you're looking for some awesome Attack on Titan statue content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't seen my Levi versus Beast Titan statue over here to the left, definitely check that out, and I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.